Let me tell you an incredible and sad at same time story about three men who took a very dangerous journey from Nigeria to the Canary Islands. These three men were stowaways, which means they secretly hid on a ship without anyone knowing. On November 17, 2022, the men climbed onto the rudder of a huge oil tanker called the Alethini 2. The rudder is a small part of the ship near the bottom that helps steer the boat. But here's the crazy part. They balanced themselves on this tiny spot for 11 days with nothing but the ocean right below them. The ship sailed for about 2,500 miles or 3,100 kilometers across the Atlantic Ocean from Lagos, Nigeria, all the way to the Canary Islands near Spain. The men had to hang on tight, and their feet were just a few feet above the water. Can you imagine how scary that must have been? Throughout this journey, the men had hardly any food or water. They started to get dehydrated, which means they didn't have enough water, and they got hypothermia because they were so cold. They were so close to the water that the ocean probably splashed them a lot, making it even colder. When the ship finally arrived in the Canary Islands, the men were spotted by the Spanish Coast Guard. A picture was taken of them balancing on the rudder, which shows how dangerous their trip was. They were immediately rescued and taken to the hospital to get treated for dehydration and hypothermia. But here's something important to know. This isn't the first time people have tried to make such a dangerous trip. Stowaways have been found on ship rudders before, especially trying to reach the Canary Islands from West Africa. People make these risky journeys because they want to escape poverty, conflict, and difficult situations in their home countries, hoping to find a better life in Europe. In fact, back in 2020, 6 other people were found traveling on the rudder of 2 ships from Nigeria. One of them was a 14-year-old boy, and he had to sleep sitting up because there wasn't enough space to lie down. He told stories of how hard it was to survive during that journey. Even though these men were lucky enough to be rescued, not everyone survives such dangerous trips. The route from West Africa to the Canary Islands is one of the most dangerous migration routes in the world. Every year, thousands of people try to make it across, but many lose their lives on the way. As of November 2022, around 15,000 people had made it to the Canary Islands by sea that year. But about 1,000 migrants had died or disappeared trying to make the same trip. These stories show just how desperate some people are to find a better life, even if it means risking everything.